This is video 4, viewing the records for the surveys via the Backend Platform of the EMM Survey Registry. This video will explain how to access records on the Backend Platform and to view and search for records in different ways. First, it's important to understand that the EMM Survey Registry is generally set up so that metadata for one survey corresponds to one record. However, there are exceptions. If a survey has an overtime component, if it is part of a larger international survey, and/or if it has pooled samples. Please see Section 1 of the user guide for detailed explanations about these three conditions. To access the survey records, you must first log into the Backend Platform using your issued account. From the dashboard, click on the Survey section on the left-hand sidebar. This will then lead you to a page called Surveys. From this page, you can view the survey statistics, create a survey, view surveys, and edit existing surveys, but only for surveys for which you have created and/or have editing rights. The Survey Statistics box shows how many records exist on the Backend Platform, and not only those that appear on the registry's front-end website. Survey records exist in either three forms: draft, ready, or published. To view any of the records, you should select the eye icon next to their name. This will lead you to the record containing the metadata, as well as details about the survey's record, such as its unique ID number, its status, and when and by who it was updated. This survey is a draft. This means the record is still being worked on. The metadata are either being coded by a user, or the metadata are undergoing the quality check process undertaken by the administrators of the EMM Survey Registry. This survey is ready. This means the record has completed the quality check process undertaken by the administrators of the EMM Survey Registry and is waiting for approval to be published. This survey is published. Then the record is visible and accessible on the front end of the EMM Survey Registry. If you're looking for specific survey records, the Backend Platform allows you to filter the records to only see the ones relevant depending on your needs. Different filtering types exist, such as General Filter, Survey Type, and Status Filter, with its own drop-down menu. First, the General Filter. By selecting the Mine filter, all the records that you have produced or have editing rights to will appear. By selecting the My Country filter, all the records produced for the country your account is attached to will appear. By selecting the All filter, the entirety of records produced for all the countries will appear. Secondly, in the Survey Type filter, you can select the National filter, which will show the list of records for just national surveys, or select the Subnational filter, which will show the list of records for just subnational surveys. Thirdly, there is the Status filter, which will filter records that correspond to a certain status. If you select Draft, for example, then you will only be shown records that are still being produced and haven't been reviewed yet. The same applies to the Ready or Published filters. As an addition to these filters, you can also choose how many records you want to view per page. This feature is also accessible in the Filter icon drop-down menu. As with the filtering options, once you make your selection, the list of records is automatically updated. As well as filtering, you can also order surveys in different ways. It is possible to filter and order surveys at the same time. By default, surveys are ordered by chronological order, even with a filter applied. If you choose to see all your surveys with the Mine filter, then they will appear by order of newest to oldest. You can change the order by selecting different ordering tools such as ID, Status, Country, English survey name, native language survey name, scope of the survey, and the time it was updated at. To order by the auto-generated unique numerical ID, click on the right side up arrow to order the records from the smallest to largest ID number, and click on the upside down arrow to order the records from largest to smallest ID number. To order by status, either by draft, ready, and publish, click on the right side up arrow to order the records from draft, publish to ready, and click on the upside down arrow to order records from ready, published to draft. To order by country in which the survey took place, click on the right side up arrow to order the records from A to Z based on the country name, or click on the upside down arrow to order the records in descending alphabetical order. To order records by the English survey name or the native language, click on the right side up arrow to order the records in ascending alphabetical order, A to Z, or click on the upside down arrow to order the records in descending alphabetical order. To order records depending on the national or subnational scope of survey, click on the right side up arrow to order the records to show the national surveys first and the subnational surveys second. Click on the upside down arrow to order the records to show subnational surveys first. The final ordering feature is ordering the records by the date and time at which they were last updated at. To view updated records by least to most recent updates, click on the right side up arrow. To view records by most to least recent updates, click on the upside down arrow. Finally, as well as ordering and filtering, you can also search for specific surveys using the Boolean search feature. You can type in very specific information to search for a precise survey, such as its name or ID. Observe that when typing in a specific ID number, only one survey appears. You can also search for combinations of elements in a survey record. By using a plus sign, you're searching for a survey that includes one element and another. If you separate elements with a vertical bar, then it acts as an OR. When using an asterisk at the end of a search, then it will act as a placeholder for any unknown or wildcard terms. Finally, use quotation marks between terms to find variations of that exact phrase or to remember words in the middle of a phrase. Here is an example of the plus sign feature. When you type in ethnic minorities plus Roma, you will only be shown surveys where the terms appear somewhere in the record. Finally, please keep in mind that there is another search bar at the top of the Backend Platform. This search bar is not intended for navigating the records. As such, we suggest not using it as you may not be able to search for records effectively. This concludes video 4, viewing the records for the surveys via the Backend Platform of the EMM Survey Registry.